Friday Football Fever, sponsored by GTCC and Shift Ed.
Welcome into Friday Football Fever. It is the third round of the high school football playoffs.
And we are thinning out the herd as we approach the state championship game.
That's right. Before tonight, there was only a handful of Triad teams left.
And we start with our GTCC game of the week as Thomasville and Eastern Randolph met up in the 1A bracket. And there was plenty of fireworks in this one. The first big play of the night came on 3rd and short as the QB for Eastern Randolph, Carter Ravel, keeps it. And he's going to pull away from the defense to get the scoring started for the night. Now, on the first Thomasville possession, Bulldogs marching until Keyshawn Carpenter's pass. It's picked off, and the Wildcats, they would capitalize on that turnover. Eastern on the goal line, they hand it off to the big bruiser, Lucas Smith. As he gets in, that's Thomasville scoring there. He's in 13-0. Now to the second we go. More electricity from Kevin Robinson, who scores on the huge night. He had 155 yards in the first half. That was his second touchdown of the half. But Eastern's offense was just too much. They advanced to round 4 with a 40-19 win.
7 more Triad schools were in action tonight in the third round action. Still ahead, Grimsley, Dudley, and Mount Airy all put their unbeaten records on the line at home. Highlights from these and many more coming up after the break. Welcome back to our third round playoff edition of Friday Football Fever. Head coach Daryl Brown and Grimsley took the field at home in 4A West play against Huff. Early on, Trey Blankney finds Jacob Dossie in the corner of the end zone. Huff takes the 7-0 lead. The Whirlies do everything they can to respond. Faison Brandon airing it out. Hayden Cato bringing down the catch. Brandon going to the same guy. Caden this time bringing down this to the 1-yard line. Mitchell Summers finishing the job, punching it in. Grimsley tying the game at 7. But then Will Jones makes some big plays, including bringing in this Huskies touchdown. Huff retaking the lead. The Huskies about to go up 2 scores. Going forward here on 4th and 2. That's Kyrie Milner batting down that pass. Grimsley takes over on downs, and Brandon gets his guys way down the field and quick. Alex Taylor with that catch. And you know who finishes off this drive? Take a guess here. Mitchell Summers running in the score to tie us back up. Grimsley goes on to win it 42-35.
Dudley, now they've rolled through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, outscoring their opponents 111-20. And tonight, 13-0, J.M. Robinson came to Tarpley Stadium for a 3A West showdown. Now Robinson with the ball first, and it's the QB, Isaac Lee. He just throws this one up for grabs, and who's going to find it? It's the Dudley defense. Now, the Panthers, they get after the early turnover. It's Andrew Atmore dropping back, finds his favorite target, Nasir Newkirk, for the long touchdown here. Now for the second quarter, we go 4th and goal for the Panthers. And this time it's Atmore. Fade ball. C.J. Neely goes up top for the touchdown, 14-0 Dudley. Panthers with the ball again, but this time Atmore's pass is intercepted by Robinson. And look at the big fella rumble his way in for the pick 6. But Dudley and Atmore would bounce right back. It's another touchdown pass from Atmore to Newkirk, and the Panthers are up 20-7. Robinson, they would go on to score late in the second quarter to keep it close early. But Dudley, they pull away, winning this one 50-28, advancing to next week.
Reidsville has the most state championships of any high school in the state with 22 titles. The quest for 23 continued tonight with a showdown against Brevard. First quarter, Reidsville has the ball. Al Lee with the lateral pass to Deontay Neal. He's headed for the end zone. He's going to shake some defenders. He's going to get close, but this one is going to take at least another play. Then later, Lee hands off to Aiden Mansfield for the Reidsville touchdown. There he got it, right over the line. Lots of celebration going on. Hey, this is the playoffs after all. And we jump ahead to Reidsville's next possession. Al Lee passes deep and connects to Qshawn Flippin, who takes it to the end zone for the Reidsville touchdown. Later on, let's go to the bad guys here. Brevard with the ball. They hand it off to Isaiah Phillips. They got a touchdown. Not good to see, but hey, it's okay. Watch this play. Reidsville's ball again. Lee hands off to Neal, who then passes to Kendra Walker-Harrison, who runs it in for the touchdown. Reidsville wins over Brevard 41-20.
Let's draw up a play that takes us up to Mount Airy. The defending state champion Granite Bears look to move on to the 4th round in the 1A West with a win over Murphy. Mount Airy gets on the board first as Sean Martin takes it 34 yards. Look at him. He's going and going and going for the touchdown. It's 6-0 Granite Bears. Then Mount Airy defense stepping up as Martin leads the charge for the big tackle for loss. Sam Tyler Mason gets the carry, and his 10-yard touchdown run and ensuing 2-point conversion makes it 14-7 Mount Airy. Mason added again as he gets outside and goes 64 yards for another Granite Bears touchdown. I mean, he is gone, okay, gone. Ian Gallimore then pitches it to Mario Rebels, and just watch as he shakes the defender, and 55 yards later he adds another touchdown to the scoreboard. Mount Airy rolls to the 64-26 win and will play Eastern Randolph next week.
Southern Alamance was back in action, taking on Terry Sanford in 3rd round 3A matchup. Patriots cap off the opening drive like this. Jackson Parrish with a 34-yard touchdown run. That is how you open up a playoff game. The offense not the only ones getting the job done. The defense coming up big too as Bradley Capps breaks up the pass in the end zone. Later on, Logan Faust punches it in for another Southern Alamance touchdown in the first half. And then later on, Terry Sanford gets on the board as Jalen Wright finds Rashid Jones for the score. But the Patriots just continue to show out. Faust goes on to get his second touchdown run of the half. Southern Alamance rolls away, wins it 47-21. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. Mount Tabor hit the road to continue playoff action at Butler. The Spartans got off to a slow start as Butler jumps out to the 28-0 lead. Tabor would get a touchdown back, but the Bulldogs go on to win it big, 49-13.
Oak Grove was also on the road in third round action in 3A West playoffs as Carson Williams. Huge day. He had 3 touchdowns on the ground for the Grizzlies. However, it was not enough as Wes Henderson moves on with the 45-21 win. Oak Grove finishes the season 10-2.
The first season ever for Southeast Alamance comes to an end with the 42-7 loss to Clinton. What a year it was for head coach Tony Aguilar and the Stallions. They finished 8-5 overall with a trip to the third round of the playoffs.
All right, now to our Friday Football Fever Shift Ed Play of the Week. For this one, we go back to Mount Airy and Murphy. Tyler Mason takes the pitch from Ian Gallimore, and he is off. Mason gets great blocking from his teammates and goes 80 yards down the sideline for the Mount Airy touchdown. It was the third of the half for the Virginia Tech commit as they move on to the fourth round. And that's our Friday Football Fever Shift Ed Play of